what's up guys? I'm Sean, welcome to Low Battery. I've got thoughts and a camera that I'm surprised is still alive. Remember renting games? There was Redbox, that was probably the most popular one, well second, where you could rent a game for one day. That one seemed really popular. I remember I rented Go Vacation, beat it all in a day, gave it back. I wanted to get the most game for my buck. But then they stopped back in 2019 mainly because they were a movie rental service, so for them to try games, it was a neat idea, poorly executed. But instead, that's where GameFly comes into play, and I recently looked into them. They're still kicking, they're still alive. I'm kind of surprised by that. They're not bad by any means, but the idea of renting a game in the mail wasn't the best back then, so why would it be a good idea now? And with everything going digital, it's still strange to see that they're doing the mail idea. For those who are still used to the Game Pass and the digital stuff online, you gotta understand, there was a lot of risk back then with renting a game. Personally, I use GameFly to rent Star Wars Bounty Hunter. I have never seen the Star Wars films yet at that point, but I like the look of the cover art, and that was pretty much how you rented games back then. This is before you could really go online for this kind of stuff. There were online forums you could go to and try to learn more about it, but as a kid who didn't know anything that was on the keyboard or even online, that wasn't really an option. I played it for a bit, put it back in the envelope, and shipped it the next day. Not because I beat it, but because I just didn't like it. Renting games like this took days of waiting. So to send it back after waiting that long, it hurt, but I just couldn't play the game. It wasn't for me. Now, does this mean that I think game rentals are bad? No, in fact, they're still kind of around today. Game Pass trials, demos, they're still available and you can try before you buy a game. It's just in a different format. There's this whole debate going on right now about if we really own the games we buy digitally because of the licenses and how long they last and blah blah blah. Look, we've been renting games for a longer time than we think we have. That's alright. Renting games is something that, personally, I miss. I miss that feeling of having to push a button online saying, okay, you want to rent the new Mario game? Here it comes, it'll be here in about a week, and then waiting for the mail to arrive that week just so you could try it. It may be great, it may be bad, but at the same point, you're waiting, the anticipation. And that's kind of something we're missing in today's world, where everything can be instant and you can get a game or a movie as soon as you just log online. I miss it. I miss the feeling of waiting, which is really weird. But it's one of those, yeah, renting a game, it was fun. Granted, I guess I could still use GameFly, but there's also the idea of missing that feeling of waiting and also just being able to play the game that you want in that instant. Hey, you don't even know if you're gonna like the game when you rent it. So is the rental spirit gone, or is it just evolving? Look, as long as there are games for people to get, renting services are still gonna be a thing. But what do you think? Did you ever use a rental service for a game? Let me know in the comments. Remember to chase the chaos, and the camera's still alive. I'm sure it's thinking about going out in a second though. Oh, wait, there it goes.